All right, ladies and gents, a few minutes late because we just had to finish up a podcast, but here we go. Podcast Like a Pro. For those of you who are interested, I told you I was going to share exactly how we put the show together and hopefully give you guys the tools necessary so you can create content like a pro. So let's see, let's do this thing. I'm going to drop myself down here in the corner real quick and let's get this thing going. So, Podcast Like a Pro, what are we going to learn today? Today, you're going to learn how to create a podcast episode, but doing it at scale. In other words, we've been able to create podcasts literally every single day for the past 4 years, 5 days a week. I'm going to show you how we do that. I'm going to show you what software we use and how we use it to create engaging content. Because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Then we're going to show you how to reduce your post-editing time. The biggest drawback from creating a podcast is after you record it, how do you add your intros, outros, any segment stuff in between, lower thirds, and all kinds of stuff, banners. We're going to take care of all that, show you how to create a show where it includes all that and saves yourself post-editing time. And lastly, we're going to discuss our funnel and how to monetize and book out the show for 10 weeks in advance. That's exactly how we do our show. Literally, we have guests lined up for the next 10 weeks. And I'm going to show you what the funnel looks like for us, how we use it, and then I'll kind of give you a little bit of some secrets here and there on how we get the show booked out 10 weeks in advance. So why you're here? Look, you're here because there's something that you were meant to share with the world. You have a message. You have something that you want to get out into the world. You were born to make an impact. This is what you're literally enjoying this process. If you're like me and you're a podcaster or you're getting into podcasting, there's something that you want to share with the world and you're here to make a difference. I love that Tupac line, right? I may not change the world, but I will influence the mind of someone who will. And know you're born to make that impact. You have knowledge and expertise. There's stuff that you know. Maybe you're a tax professional. Maybe you're a real estate professional. Maybe you're a plumber. I don't know what you do for a living, but you have knowledge and expertise that other people need to be aware of and understand. Maybe they don't want to be an expert, but they need to know who the expert is, and you're going to show them. You want more clients. I mean, really, at the end of the day, if you're a business owner, you're starting a podcast, it's because you want more clients, and they're out there. They just don't know you exist yet. So let me show you how to get that and how to make them happen. Lastly, you're ready to build your brand. Now, when it comes to podcasting and people try to, monetize and make money, yes, can you make money podcasting? Absolutely. Can it become your full-time job? For some people, it can. But at the end of the day, this is about content creation and building your brand. Now, you can lose a lot of things. Your business can go up and it can go down, but the brand stays with you. You can get canceled. There's this guy on the internet right now named Andrew Tate, right? I don't care what you think of him, whether you agree with him, disagree with him, it doesn't really matter. He's super popular to the point where his comments are controversial and he's been canceled off of a lot of social platforms. But he has a brand. And that brand has allowed him to, even though he's been canceled, have up to 70,000 people watching some of his live feeds when he goes on and when he does his thing. That's the power of a brand. When you buy a shoe, you could literally go buy a shoe that's manufactured at the same manufacturer plant that they do Nike, but you buy the Nike because that swoosh means something to you. The brand is important, and that's why you're here. You're ready to build your brand. So let's set our goals for today. In order for this to work, first and foremost, you have to commit. You have to be able to be the one who says, yes, I'm going to do this. And there's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm going to make this thing happen no matter what. So make sure that you set yourself a goal to do this at least once a week. Now, it's going to feel weird at first. I get it. You may not like the way your voice sounds. You might not like the way you look on camera. It's going to be a little awkward, but stick to it. Keep going. It's gonna suck sometimes. I'll give you an example. When we first started podcasting, my 8-year-old son, he's not 8 anymore, but at the time he was 8 years old, and he comes up to me, he's like, Dad, did you know you say okay after every sentence? I was like, no, I didn't notice that. Listening to myself in replay, I was like, oh my gosh, that's my filler word. I say okay after every sentence. Rather than just hiding behind it, What we did on the show was I gave one of our microphones a glass jar, and we piled quarters next to ourselves. And my brother and I would literally drop quarters into these glass jars every time we would hear ourselves use okay or as any filler words, and literally corrected ourselves as we were going. That's what I'm telling you to do. Don't worry about making the mistakes. Make them, identify them, correct them, but keep going. Pick one day a week that you're going to commit to, because remember, practice makes progress. There is no such thing as a perfect episode. There are going to be mistakes all the time. I've made mistakes where I've recorded entire episodes and forgot to hit the record button. So I didn't record anything. I just looked at myself at the camera and did the show without hitting the record button. Mistakes are going to happen, but you get better if you just commit to it. Plus, everyone starts at zero, right? Everyone starts at 0 episodes. Everyone starts with 0 followers. Everyone starts with $0 when they start their business. Everyone starts at 0. So because you have no following or because you're just getting started, it's no excuse to quit. Start today. Get started making some content. Podcasting is one of the best ways, and that's why we're showing you this here today. So creating a podcast at scale. First of all, record and distribute to multiple platforms. The idea here is to be omnipresent, right? How do you record to multiple platforms? You can do it the way people have done it traditionally, which is they get their cameras and they get maybe like a recording software, maybe like Audacity. They record and then they come back and they edit their podcast and they take out all the filler words and they add in their intros and their outros, and then they're going to upload all their that finished product to multiple platforms. They're going to send it to Spotify. They're going to upload it to Google Music, and they're going to upload it to Apple, and they're going to upload it to YouTube and Facebook. That's a lot of time, right? That's too much time. So in order for you to do this platform, to make it work, I'm going to show you a couple pieces of software that we use to distribute, to record and distribute to multiple platforms all at the same time. So you can cut out all that extra work and literally just do it right here on the show. And in order to do that, you need to design a show outline that you can replicate over and over again, right? Something that this is the way your show's laid out. For us, for example, on the Business Bros podcast, we start off with the initial hook. So we start the show, we welcome everybody. I give it a little boom at the beginning because I don't know why, it's just something that I do and it's stuck. So I give a little hook and then we hit our video intro. So literally we start the show with our video intro, a hook, a video intro. We come back from the video intro. We drop what's called a fire intro. I'm going to show you all how to do that when we do our live demo. And then after that, we get into our show discussion. And I have literally outlined questions that I can go to so that I can guide my guests through a good interview and ask them the things that they need to be asked so that we can get a show with content that makes sense about them. So design an outline that you can replicate, something that you're going to follow over and over again. And you can ad lib at any time. I love to do that. Sometimes we have conversations on the show that weren't really planned, but they're very interesting, right? But if you have an outline, it gives you a guideline and you can easily do this type of show over and over and over again. I mean, think about some of the best shows you've ever listened to or watched. They have a format that they follow every single time. And lastly, you got to have the ability to produce an episode on the road or with your phone. Technology is meant to fail. You're going to have mistakes, and technology doesn't like to work under pressure. So if you have the ability to produce an episode like on the road or with your phone, you always have the ability to change things up, create stuff on the fly, but still remain consistent, because that is going to be the key to your success, to remain consistent, not only for your audience that's listening to you that expects to hear from you on a regular basis, but the commitment that you make to yourself to continue to do things rain or shine, whether or not and this has happened to me. We're recording on the show and boom, the power goes out. Now I got to switch to my phone and continue the program. I've had to do things like that. Or I'm running late. I'm not able to make it all the way home on time. So guess what? Stop at the car. Boom. It's time to do the show. I got a guest lined up and now I'm doing the show from my phone, still with every professional aspect that we have to produce something that looks professionally produced, even though I did it from my phone. So we're going to show you how to do that stuff. So how do you reduce post editing time? Let's jump into that guy. First of all, intros and outros. Now, creating intros and outros, those are fun. You can easily hire that out. Go to Fiverr, go to Upwork. You can find people to edit some of your stuff and create you some intros and outros. I suggest probably like 10 to 15 seconds max on intros and outros, but your intro should introduce what it is that you're doing, the main topic of your show, maybe who exactly you're talking to. And then the outros for me are always a call to action, right? Thanks for listening. Hey, go check out our website, whatever it is that you're doing, buy this particular product. I don't care what it is, but usually have intros and outros. And I'm going to show you a platform that we embed the intros and outros into so that with the click of a button, when you're ready to hit your intro, you hit it and you don't have to worry about going and doing it afterwards. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. Commercials and promos. Now, there's two types, right? So when you're creating podcasts, there's the type of commercial and promo that's embedded into your show. Like it's actually part of the entire video that's recorded. And that's the kind that we love to do. So in the middle of a show at any time, you can hit a video clip and boom, this is your commercial, this is your promo, and you can change it up based on who your show sponsors are or what commercials or promos you have for your company. The other type of commercials are the ones that other companies put into your stuff. So for example, when I show you how to put your show on Spotify or on these other platforms, the software that we use allows you to embed other people's commercials into your show. And it's not part of your main edited program, but it gets inserted by these other third-party companies and allows you to generate some revenue if that's something that you're looking forward to doing. Banners and lower thirds. So these are the things that come in at the bottom that have like your name. So think about like whenever you're watching the news and they're interviewing somebody and then they drop stuff on the bottom and it says their name and their company and who they're from or what they're talking about. Those are lower thirds, and banners are for us, they're tickers. They scroll across the bottom. So you're seeing something scroll all the way across the bottom of your screen at all times. Maybe it's information. We love to use this to either highlight outlines of the conversation that we're talking about, to give contact information, and we embed them into the show. I'm going to show you how to have these things just as part of your program. With a click of a button, you're ready to rock and roll. Lastly is uploading to multiple platforms. Like if you take your episode and then you record it and then you go to edit it, now you have to upload to multiple platforms. I mean, depending on your internet speed, it could be a couple minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the length of your episode as well, for each individual platform. I mean, for you to upload to Facebook and then to upload to Instagram and then to upload to Twitter and then to upload to YouTube, that's a lot of time in just uploads alone. So I'm going to show you how to live stream this so that you can record the show and either live stream where you record and post literally live to Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and LinkedIn all at the same time. Or you can actually do the editing and then re-upload the finished product and allow the software to syndicate to these places on its own. And lastly, each camera movement is a clip for social media. So I don't know about you guys, but whenever you watch a TV show, do you ever notice that one scene might have cut scenes multiple times? In other words, you're looking at a front view, and then you're looking at a side view, then you're looking at a view from top, and then it's back to the front view. The reason why they do that is to keep your attention. As the camera moves, then you're constantly looking at something over and over again. It keeps your eyes checked and forward and looking at whatever the conversation is going. So I'm going to show you how we can move the camera within our live stream to keep that attention of your audience as best as you possibly can. Plus, when you're thinking about it for social media, each of these camera movements could be a clip that you're going to use for social. So that's going to be a cool thing. So let me show you this live demo. Let me stop sharing here for a second. Let me go into stay. Let me show you guys what the platform is. So it's called StreamYard. Right, StreamYard is the platform that we use for our streaming service. And this is what I'm going to show you guys on what to do. Let me just share my entire screen here. Alrighty. So let's add this. This is the infinite screen. First, I'm going to start off with this tab over here. So as you can see, this is StreamYard. There's a couple things I want to show you. First of all, the destinations. These are the different places that I am live streaming to when I do my podcast. It's my own personal Facebook profile, the business page, the coaching program that we do, the Podcast Like a Pro group, which is probably where you found this stuff. We got the LinkedIn profile, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. These are all the different locations that our stream is going to as we record. So there's no reason for me to have to go back and upload anything to any of these platforms. They're already receiving our live stream. This is called the broadcast studio. This is where we can create a broadcast. You can do a new broadcast or use a previously recorded video. So if you're absolutely like stuck on, I'm going to just, take my video and remove all the imperfections and then have it completed, you can always use this pre-recorded video and upload it and then broadcast it like a live broadcast, which makes it super cool, especially if you have a show and you're going on vacation, but you still want to post some episodes. You can set it up so that it streams live, and then maybe you watch it as it's streaming live and enter comments or talk to your audience along the way. So as you can see, we got some of these episodes already posted, ready to go. It has all these different places where we're going to be broadcasting to, the scheduled time. And so let me just show you, when you set up a new broadcast, you literally select the different platforms you want to syndicate to. And so once you decide on a platform, you enter the title, the description. These are the things that go into either the social networks to kind of show what the show is going to be about. And then you can schedule it for a later date. So you can upload a thumbnail, which is super cool. I'll show you actually one that's already done. So if we can see this profile, this is what it looks like. So you have the name of the episode, you have the description. We like to use hashtags. We have the thumbnail that's already set up, and we have it scheduled for a later date. So this one's later today at 4 p.m. That's when the episode of this show is going to air. So that is how we set up on the broadcast. Now, once you're done recording, you can find all your previous videos here in the past section, and the videos themselves. You can store up to 50 hours of video here on StreamYard. Now, there's two packages that you can get when you go to StreamYard. Let me show you. I don't think they have it here yet. We do have some that got claimed, some referrals. But essentially, I don't have it here, but you have two different profiles for your StreamYard. You have $25 a month and you have $50 a month. The $25 a month, I think, gets you 5 destinations, and the $50 a month can get you up to 10 different destinations where you can send your podcast to live. So you don't have to be doing a lot of uploading, right? Now, let me share with you guys what the actual thing looks like. So here is the infinite screen, but what I want you to focus your attention on is this stuff right here at the right. Okay, so when you're creating your episode, there's a couple different things here. First of all, you got your private chat, and this is where you can talk to your guest and nobody else will see that conversation. It's just between you and your guests. At the very top, we have comments. So this isn't going to multiple places. It's only on YouTube. But if anybody was watching live and they wanted to comment, they could post a comment on YouTube and we would see it here go directly live. And what I could do is I can click on their comment and bring the comment onto the StreamYard post, onto this live presentation, read it, engage with them, talk to them, ask them a question, and bring the audience into your live feed, which is super cool for engagement. Then we have the banner section, right? And so the banner section is really cool. So as you can see, we have one that's called Ticker. That's the one that'll scroll across the bottom. We just had Kevin Rodas on the show literally just right now. And if I wanted to, I'm like, hey, check it out, Kevin. You can contact Kevin. Here's his email address. And this is where we can pop in lower thirds. And so as you can see, you can bring things up. Or if you're doing a show by yourself and you're like, look, number 6 on the list is exercise to improve your mental health. You can literally have your own wording pop up on the screen and take care of it with a click of a button as you're doing the show. Lastly is my favorite part, which is the banner part. Now, I showed you the names here, the lower thirds. You can always change the way the look is and the color. So I popped up my name, as you can see on the lower left-hand corner. My name pops up on the screen, and I could easily change the color of what it looks like with just a simple click of a button. And once you have the color that you like, you go ahead and keep it. You can change the way the style looks. Either way, you are in control of your lower thirds and what they look like. Then below that, we have what's called the logos, right? So the logos are really cool. You can upload up to 100 different assets, whether it's logos or video clips or overlays, and we'll talk about those here in a second. But you can put these with a click of a button. Now you have your logo in the upper right-hand corner. We have seasonal ones. Right now it's football season. Chargers play tonight against the Chiefs. And so maybe we'll have the Business Bros football logo right here in the upper right-hand corner. You don't want any logo, that's cool. Just click on it and you can take it off. Now you're branding your episode the way you want, not in post edit, literally live while you're doing your show. Then we got overlays. Now, overlays is exactly what it sounds like. It lays over your video file. So you can do two types of video overlays. You can use GIF files and you can use static files. So static file is just something like this. It's straight on the screen. So SHIT, so happy it's Thursday, and that's the day for today. And it's just on the screen. Or you can use GIF files so you can have something cool like that live while you're on the show. So you're talking to a particular guest, you're like, dude, that was money. And then you drop the money on the screen, right? Really cool stuff that just adds that extra flavor to what you're doing. And then below that, we have video clips. Now, I'm a movie guy. I love video clips. They're like, I literally complete people's sentences with movie clips all the time. So for me, this is really cool. So as I'm recording the show, I can see any of the video clips that I have here, and I've named them what they say. So like this one right here, handle the truth. With a click of a button, it'll look like this.
You can't handle the truth.
And boom, you have just inserted a clip into your episode live while you're doing it. Now, check this out. Down here at the bottom, I've modified a couple of them. So this is where I have some of my show outlines. So I have video clips, but these video clips have questions so that if at any time as I'm interviewing somebody, I might get stuck and I'm thinking, what should I say next? I have a list of questions that I can go to, and they're fun the way I set them up. So let's check this one out.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
What do you get paid to do? Right? That's the question that I would ask. It has a cool little video clip. And the nice part is if you break your show up into segments like this, or you can do commercials, right? You need more customers? Worried about how you're going to pay your next bill? You need sales. Commercials added the same way, and you don't have to worry about doing this in post edit. They're right here as you're producing the show, making it look as professional as possible. So you have the questions, you have your show segments, right? Whatever it is, you lay it out right here on your video clips, and you won't lose track of what you're doing because you're producing the show as you go. Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. The guest doesn't know that you have the order like this. You're asking questions of the guest, but you have it set up for yourself, and your show will look professional. Now, what we do on our show is we add the intros and outros into our video clips so that when you start the show, you can literally start the show with a click of a button and hit your intro.
Shut up and sit down.
Look, a business can give you like that. And when you're done at the end, you can hit your video intro to exit.
It's over. Go home.
Is your business in need of money? That's it, right? With a click of a button, you're now professionally producing your show. It just saved you so much time in syndicating, so much time in editing, just with that one feature. And then we have backgrounds. So as you can see in my background, let's see, I'm going to minimize this a little bit just so you can kind of see the background right here for right now is this banner that I have here. But I'm about to do a show where it's in my classroom. So I'm going to change the background so it looks a little bit different. Or I can use, as you can see, animated GIFs in here because we do fire intros, and boom, this is the fire intro. This is the piece of this segment of our show that we use to highlight the guests, talk about how the guest is amazing. They're on fire, right? We talk about all the cool things they've done, all their accomplishments, and we use the fire background to really just show them that, look, you guys, you, the guests, you're fire, dude. This is how we roll. So you can use nothing if you'd like, or add the different backgrounds depending on what you want to design to do. And I'm going to show you guys here in a second how we design that stuff. All right, so this essentially, oh, and the last little thing that they recently added is music. You can play intro music or whatever in the background and just lower the volume and just have it in the background. Gives your show kind of a different feel that you would like to do as well. So those are all the great features that we have here in StreamYard, and this is how we use them to create our show so that we can literally create a podcast every single day, professionally looking and professionally produced, creating content at scale. All right, let's go back to the presentation here. Let me stop sharing here. I'm going to share that particular tab just because it makes it a lot easier. Boom. All right. Go back to the live demo. Here we go. So that was the demo of StreamYard. That's exactly how the platform that we use to syndicate to everywhere. We use it to cut down on our software time and to make the show just fun and engaging. So show experience starts for us when the client books a guest spot. Okay. So when they go to our website, that's the very first time they're experiencing our show. Maybe they saw a show in the past. When they experience with us, it's when they go book a spot. And I want to make sure that when they come on the show, they have as much energy as possible. Now, I'm already highly energetic, but it didn't start off that way. If you go listen to our first episodes, they're not as engaging. I don't have as much energy because I realized something. You ever hear that saying that the camera adds 10 pounds? Well, I feel like the camera also drains 10 times your energy. So you got to come in a lot more energetic than you think you do for it to show up on camera like a fun time. Plus, the more energy you have, the more energy your guest has. It's going to be a better show. They're going to have fun with you. If you bring your own energy level up, you're going to see them do the same thing. We showed you how we do intros. We showed you how we do show segments. And we talked about camera movements of in and out. Actually, I didn't show you the camera movement. Let me show you that real quick. Let me show you that. Can I do that? Actually, I can't do that. But can't do that because I don't have more than one person on the screen. But literally with a drag and drop, it's like you pick up with your mouse cursor. You can this image that I have of myself. I can just click it and drag it. I can literally change the way the camera is. I can put the guest as the bigger picture, me as the smaller picture, and just change the conversation. Think of when you're looking at a Zoom call and it gives you the speaker view. Whoever's talking pops up on the screen and the next person pops up on the screen. It works the same way, except you have control of who is on the main screen with simple drag and drop. And the cool thing about the show segments that I showed you, the video clips, if you use them like show segments, they will allow you to really cut down on post edit when you decide to create clips, because those show segments, they literally have a question on there, right? Like I showed you. So it's, what do you do is one of the questions. And I know as I'm going through my timeline, I'm looking at the episode, when that little screen pops up, I know that I have just asked the question, and what happens next is going to be the clip that I'm looking for. So save yourself some time by using that. Lastly, we do live recording. You don't have to do live. I showed you how you can upload a pre-recorded video, but we do live recordings, and that way it distributes to all the platforms we talked about. Remember, if you do the $50 a month version for StreamYard, it'll allow you to distribute to 10 different locations. And that live recording, the algorithm for the social media platforms, they love it when you go live. It gives them, they push it a little more than they would regular posts. So make sure that you guys take advantage of live. It's okay. You're going to make mistakes. I know you can't erase and edit live stuff, but it's worth it. You'll get better as a speaker. You'll have more fun, and your stuff gets recorded and done right then and there. All right. Lastly, I want you thinking in terms of short clips. Because yes, you have a long form content piece when you're creating a podcast. Absolutely. But to be honest, not everybody listens to an entire podcast. And when they do, they're usually listening, not really watching. And you're adding video to your component. The cool thing is, if you can bite size down, if you're asking questions and you know these questions are bite sized pieces, each one of those questions that you ask or each one of the interactions that you have with your guests could be clips that you can use for social media to grow your following, to increase engagement, to get your brand built more often. So think when you're recording your podcast, when you're creating your show experience, when creating your show segments or your clip or your outline for your show, think in terms of short clips. It'll allow you to have a lot of questions and a lot of engagement to have while you're recording your show. And it allows you to maximize what you're going to do when you post stuff on social media. So let me show you the guest booking funnel, because this is something that we get asked all the time. How do you get your guests to book on your show 10 weeks in advance? How did you monetize the podcast? So this is what we call a lucid chart. And this maps out exactly the way our funnel works. So the very first thing we have here is our landing page. And we give our guests 3 options when they come book on a guest spot on our show. We have a free version, we have a premium version, and we have a VIP package. Okay, so our free version, that's the one that books out. That's traditionally been our 4 p.m. spot, but now we're switching it over. But anyways, it's the one spot that's free for everybody. Now, this is the one that gets booked up most often. And what we do is we encourage people to pay for a premium episode. Now, our premium package is really, we create a promo video for the guest of the episode. Once the episode is recorded, we create like a 30-second to 60-second clip of the episode, like a teaser video. But really what the premium package does is we give them a different calendar, which has more availability to book the show. Usually it's a 1:30 spot. And so that 1:30 spot is a paid spot. So as you can see, if they click on the free option, what they drop down to right here is a one-time special offer. It's one that pops up on the screen and we're like, hey, I know you clicked the free version, but would you like to jump the line? You don't want to wait 10 weeks? It's cool. We got you. And we charge $97 for you to jump the line. So there are a lot of people who come here with the free version, realize that, oh man, I don't want to wait 10 weeks. I really need to get my book launched. I really need to promote my app. I really need to get my content for my business. Yeah, I'll pay the $100 to be on this show because it's super cool. Like the way they design the show, it's fun. The host is engaging. Yeah, I'll pay that a little bit extra. We end up selling maybe about 4 or 5 of these per month for people that just want to jump the line. So it's a quick and easy way for you to monetize your podcast doing exactly what you're already doing. Now, so they'll come here, they'll click on the one-time offer. If they don't want the one-time offer, they can still have the option to go to the free calendar. And then, of course, on that calendar page, this is where they book their episode. We got a guest book. Then there's the VIP package. They can click directly on the VIP package. We inform them what the premium package is, what they're getting, which is that extra promo video. And then we give them access to our premium calendar and they go ahead and book. And lastly, we have a VIP package. Now, this is really our main package. So we do 30 days of content. That's really what we're after. We're showing you how to create long form content for free because we want you to create long form content. But what we actually do as a business is we shrink that long form content to short clips that you can use on your social media to really grow and build your brand. And that's what the VIP package is for us. So if you just want to jump the line and you want us to create your content for you, you get a discount if you book with the VIP package versus if you just go to our stuff and get, 30 days of content. That way we actually record an episode with you. We take that episode, turn it into 30 days of content. And that's what we have here. All right. So this is our booking funnel. And the way we were able to book our show 10 weeks in advance is I partnered with a lot of different podcast promoters. So Google it. There are people out there whose job is simply to put you on podcasts, on different podcasts. So let's say you wanted to promote your business. One of the ways you can do that is to go on a podcast tour, to go to different podcasts and be a guest and present what you do to their audiences. And you'll pull, 1 or 2, 3, 10 different people to come your way and start to build your audience that way. Well, there are professional agents who do that and reach out and let them know, hey, I got this show. This is what my episodes look like. I'm looking for this type of client. If you know anybody, send them my way. We literally have agents sending us people every single day, which is why we book out our show 10 weeks in advance. And it is a marketing plug. Think about it like this. If you go out to dinner and you don't know which restaurant you're going to pick, you're sitting in downtown, there's all these different restaurants. There's restaurants that have no lines and there's restaurants that have long lines. Which restaurant are you going to go to? Most likely the one with the long line, because if there's a long line, it means that it must be good, right? That's what happens when you have your show booked out that far in advance. There are people who are going to say, man, your calendar's not open. What can I do? Then we recommend, well, we have more spots available. Try the premium package. And at first, it's going to be a little weird for you. I get it. You're going to be like, why would they want to do a premium package? But trust me, if you start using our process and you build a professionally looking produced show, you come with energy, you give people a great experience, they're going to pay for your premium package. All right? So let me tell you the different softwares that we use to help make your life a little bit easier as you're creating content here on your podcast. So first software that we use is called Anchor.fm. So I showed you how to syndicate your podcast to different platforms that have video embedded. So Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of those are video platforms. Anchor takes your MP4 file, the one that you download after you've recorded, and you upload it to Anchor, and Anchor will syndicate it to all the audio-only platforms. So they're going to send it to Google Music. They're going to send it to Apple Podcasts. They're going to send it to Spotify. By the way, Spotify owns Anchor. So one of the cool things is if you upload your MP4 file, your video file to Anchor, it's going to send it to Spotify. But on Spotify, if you watch a podcast and they upload the video, you can actually watch the video of your podcast on Anchor. I'm sorry, on Spotify, which is super cool. So create an Anchor profile. This is where you're going to send your MP4 file, the video file of your podcast, and it's going to automatically syndicate to all the audio platforms. So now you're not only going to all the social media platforms, you're going to all the audio places and really getting your stuff out there. Next one we got is this program called Descript. Now, Descript is a really cool software, and it'll allow you to clip things down. So I think it's like $10 a month. I want to say it's like $10 a month. But you take your video of your episode, you put it in Descript, and Descript turns around and transcribes your entire episode. And it also does cool things like the AI in there is amazing. It takes out all your filler words for you, and you can edit your video simply by editing the words. You cut out a sentence that you want, or you take a sentence and you decide that clip is what you want. It will take the video clip that matches that sentence and put it together. You can also add nice fancy captions on there, and you can export your files in multiple formats. You can export it vertical for like TikTok and Reels. You can export it horizontally for like YouTube, or in a square format for like Instagram posts and Facebook posts or LinkedIn posts. Right? So you have that ability with Descript. Great tool to have. The other one is Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, I don't know if you want to be a video editor, but if you do, this is one of the best programs I feel that are out there. So download Adobe Premiere Pro, and this is where you're going to do all your editing. You can add in any extra stuff that you want. If you're the type of person who did want to pull your video and not have it go live, and you want to do all the editing where you cut out certain segments and add in certain clips, Adobe Premiere Pro is a great way to do that. It has, professional grade video editing software. You can do all kinds of fancy stuff. There is a steep learning curve to this thing. So you are going to, I can guarantee you're going to watch some YouTube videos to figure out how to do some stuff. But it is a great editing software. Next program we got here is Canva. There we go. Canva is probably my favorite piece of software. I use it as an app as well as the website itself. And this is where I create all the thumbnails. So where you see me in this picture with the background, with the background logo, or if you see the thumbnails that I use for YouTube or the thumbnails that I use on Instagram, all that stuff is created on Canva. They have an amazing library of elements and templates that you can use. Changing the colors and the font is super easy. It's like the most user-friendly Photoshop out there. And they have a free version as well. And if you want to get a little more technical, I think that one's like $10 a month too. It might be $8 a month, whatever it is. But totally worth the pro version if you're interested. I create all kinds of cool stuff. Literally, when I post stuff as a comment on social media, I'll just create myself a little image of me saying it. And it's like my business card. I literally post it online, and that's how I communicate. Lastly, there's Go High Level. Go High Level will help automate a lot of this stuff. It'll help you create landing pages like the booking pages that I just showed you. It'll help, like when somebody books a guest spot on our show, they get text reminders, they get email reminders. We can have communications. We can set up triggers so that they get a sequence of emails as soon as they book, or a sequence of emails or text after they have been on the show. It'll allow us to take payments, all kinds of stuff. So many things I can't even fully explain. But Go High Level is our customer relationship management system, our CRM. We use it for a lot of our marketing stuff. I suggest you do it. It's like $97 a month. Totally worth it. Right? 100%. All right. So let's see. There we go. So what did we learn today? Today you learned how to create a podcast episode at scale. I taught you how to use StreamYard and Anchor.fm to distribute your podcast. I taught you how to reduce your post-editing time by adding a lot of these elements directly into your show and creating your show live, so that you can not have to worry about doing that on the flip side. And then I showed you how to design a funnel and how to book out your show 10 weeks in advance. hopefully you guys learned a lot from today's stuff. You have literally everything you need now to go out and start your own podcast, right? Simply with StreamYard, you can do so much stuff. You can be posting an episode every single day if you like. Everything you need is right there at your fingertips. So let me ask you though, and if you're done, that's cool. I get it. This is what you wanted to come for. But like I told you a little bit earlier, our bread and butter is to maximize your exposure. And what we actually do as a business is we help create content. Because at the end of the day, content is king. And I showed you how to create long form, but for us, it's all about the short form clips, the little bite-sized stuff. Not everybody's going to consume the long form content, so we got to find a way to create a content machine, essentially, of you producing little clips, things to grab attention, to stay top of mind consistently every single day. We also do the captions because I get it, right? I showed you how to do that on Descript, but to do captions for stuff, it could be time consuming to create small pieces of content. We also create your stuff for you, both vertical, square, and horizontal. So you have the different formats for the different platforms. We use we write all your descriptions. We do all your proper hashtagging, and basically we want you to be omnipresent posting. I want you to be everywhere. Your customers aren't all on Facebook. They aren't all on Instagram. They aren't all on Twitter. They're everywhere. And I want you to show up on all those different places so that when people are looking for your product or service, you are there consistently showing up. You have that presence. You are that expert, and they're going to come to you for that stuff. So we do social media marketing. We create basically 30 pieces of content for you every single month that you're posting on each social platform every single day. We do that for you. You don't have to do pretty much anything. You create the long form piece of content. We'll take care of that and post it to all your social media pages for you. Our goal is to have you living your best life, doing that thing that you love, which is recording that long form piece of content, and let us take care of the stressful stuff. Let us take care of your social media pages and build your brand. Because at the end of the day, that's the power, right? Think about it like this. When you walk into a social circle and people don't know who you are, they're going to come up and say, hey, what are you up to? What do you do? But if you have a brand behind you, for example, I show up to a real estate event and people are like, what's up, business bros? Like they already know. And that's the beginning part. They're already familiar with who you are because of the content that you're putting out on a regular basis. That's the power of having a brand. And for us, you can do it all. We'll take care of all your social media stuff for you. It's only $7.97 a month. I want to make sure I help you guys out. So if you're interested, make sure that I'll drop it actually in the chat because this is what I told you guys I can do, right? I can literally go in the comments section here. And I'm going to put on a website, businessbros.biz/done for you. That's the website. I'm dropping it in the comments section, businessbros.biz/done for you. And that'll get you that $7.97 package that we're talking about. It's only $7.97. And it'll take care of everything you need for your social media marketing. You focus your attention on building your podcast. We'll focus the attention on building your following and building your brand. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys hit us up at Business Bros Pod for all our social media. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about you getting out there and creating content. So go out there, start building your legacy one podcast at a time. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.